just in the nursery. We caught some really good EVPs of heavy breathing and then walking downstairs in this house.
In this room, there was a few ladies stood here in the middle of a vigil, and one lady said, "You know what, all of a sudden I've become really emotional," and she started to cry. But as she started to cry, she said, "I've got no idea why I'm crying other than I feel very desperately sad." And then the lady to her left also said, "I'm crying as well." And before you knew it, they were all crying about something. None of them knew what they were crying about, but they all were overcome with this massive emotion, and tears were just rolling down their faces.
I know there's a post here, but it felt like there was someone stood behind me, like in the middle of the room, like over here, and I was glancing over my shoulder thinking, if I had my glasses on, would I be able to see that?
This is the chapel, and there was a night that I was helping someone with Frank's box experiment. And there's a part in this experiment where we take it in turns. We ask all the guests to ask a question. And as far as I was aware, we had a couple of guests here, a couple of guests there, one guest behind. And so as I was going through asking people them to say something, I got to the person at the back, and there was no one there.
It definitely feels like you're being watched, that there's somebody else in here, and that you expect to see somebody sat in the pews, you know, and you turn around. Definitely feels like you're not alone in here at all.
This was one of the best experiments that we had when we were here at Kent Life last. So we got some amazing EVPs, both upstairs and down here. And whilst we were doing the Ouija board, we actually heard a female giggle. It's a strange feeling in this house. You sort of feel like you're being watched.
What just happened? Well, I was stood there filming you. What happened?
Yeah, so you were obviously stood here, and I thought Lauren was stood behind you, sort of watching me around the corner, but clearly Lauren's
She's outside.
not here.
Oh my God.
So
on the second night that we were here, there was one guest that suddenly goes, "Tim, I can really smell tobacco. It's like someone smoking tobacco." It wasn't one of us. And I suddenly goes, "Oh yeah, you know, it was really strong. It was a very old pipe tobacco." And everybody that was in the room at the time, 6 of us, all could smell this really strong pipe tobacco.
I don't know whether it's because this room is quite light and airy, but it feels like it's smaller than it is. Feels a little bit closer here once you're in it. We've got scrying set up. We're also going to do seance in here tonight. So we'll pick up everything that we think's going on in here.
we had a man here, we caught him on the SLS, and he was dancing to the beat of the music. We played a bit of jive. He loved Elvis Presley, and he was stood up against the bar like this.
Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah, he liked the music.
Should we play some Elvis for you tonight then?